I got blood testing done 2 days ago. That was Wednesday, and I should know within a week. I'm a farmer, and I actually work right next door to where I live. Also right in the hot spot of where cases have been confirmed. Actually, my mom asked me, she was like, how many mosquito bites do you typically get a day? And my answer was dozens. I know I've been exposed. There are people around me, all the different properties around. There have been 3 confirmed cases. Just the proximity, and then also coupled with the symptoms that I've had. I've had the headache, I've had pain behind the eyes, I've had the fever, no rash. Not nearly as badly as I would expect, honestly. My fever's gone down, my body's sore, and I'm fatigued, but the worst is over, I do believe. So, feeling better. The first case that was confirmed was my friend and neighbor, and he was confirmed on Tuesday. And he was sick for 2 weeks or so beforehand with what everyone thought at the time was the flu, but then they realized it was actually dengue fever. So I think I was exposed through him and also through people on the property that I live on that have also been confirmed. It was the first cases of people becoming sick, but people weren't actually using the term dengue fever until probably about a week ago. I do think there was a bit of a delay between when we first started hearing word of dengue fever possibly and when we were notified. Up until, I think it was Monday, the first article came out that said that this was a hot spot. And until then, it was really, everything was word of mouth. You know, our friends are getting sick, people around us are getting sick, and nobody's really talking, at least officials aren't. So that was a little bit bothersome, was just the delay between us being notified of what was going on by officials and when we started to see that something was happening here. Yeah, and I understand because you don't want to spread fear, and every best thing that people can do is act rationally right now, but it's really hard to act rationally when you don't have the information you need, and I feel like there was a delay getting that information. Like if I'm on a property where there's 2 pending cases of dengue fever, I feel like I have a right to know what's going on, and I should be notified by somebody who can tell me that information, and that it shouldn't be spread just word of mouth to people, because that's not the most reliable. So that was really my biggest concern, was that I didn't have the information soon enough to act. And I mean, since I've found out what's going on, I have been wearing full coverage, but obviously it may not have been enough because I didn't act soon enough, because I simply didn't know. I mean, there's a lot of fear right now, so you kind of have to take everything that people are saying with a grain of salt, because there is that element of fear. But there have been at least 3 confirmed cases. So at this point, everybody's just been told to take precaution, wear long sleeves, just protect themselves. And that's really all that everyone's doing. I actually have a tent set up inside of my house right now that I'm sleeping in, just for peace of mind, really. Around our place, where it's really a matter of weeding. I mean, there's a lot of ground cover that holds water, so it's trying to eradicate that. There's also spraying going on, but that's only where there are confirmed cases. So in the meantime, yeah, it's just making sure if you have any like pool, anywhere that water pools, making sure you dump that weekly at least. And just trying to find any breeding ground and eradicate that. Yeah. So even though these don't actually hold water themselves, everything under here is wet. I mean, as I start to rip it up, you'll see it all holds water. So that's going to be you can see things coming up. I mean, that's going to be the biggest problem, is that this is everywhere. This is the ground cover that there is, and realistically, you can't get rid of all of it. So I think that's going to be the biggest hurdle right now is, I don't know, the landscaping here is set up for mosquitoes to be happy. And that's worrisome, because that's a little bit out of our control to some extent. So it's really wet. We just had a really, really crazy wet season too. I mean, we had 7 inches of rain in 4 days. So everything is in place for mosquitoes to breed. And then on top of it, we are also near like a bed and breakfast where there's a lot of travelers who are coming in and out. And at this point, that's what they're expecting, is that there was a traveler who brought it here. So I don't know, there's just a lot of traffic, you know, in that one spot. And everyone here is really close to each other too. So all it takes is for one person to get it, and the entire community is going to be at risk because we all are in pretty close proximity. But more so than anything, you have to take precaution, and you have to make sure that you're doing the socially responsible thing and reporting what's going on. So regardless, you gotta make sure you're telling people, because that's the only way others can protect themselves. You know, like me coughing on you isn't going to give you dengue fever. If I am bit by a mosquito and you are bit by that same mosquito a week later, you will get infected. So I think people need to understand that what they choose to do for themselves is very greatly going to affect the community of people around them. So it's really important for people to not only protect themselves, but protect the people they care about. So it's really going to be a group effort to get this eradicated.
I understand your mother is concerned about your welfare.
She is. She's a mother. I don't know, she loves me, so it's what she's going to do. She's definitely urging me to come home. It's the Northeast, so there aren't any mosquitoes right now, so we don't have to worry about me transmitting anything to anybody else, which of course is first concern. But then on top of that, there is risk that if there are multiple strains here, that even if you get through your infection with the first strain and you're okay, if you get infected with another one, the probability of having severe complications is much higher. So right now there's just not enough information to really say, but because of that, that's all the more reason for her to urge me to get home until we do know what's going on. I respect her a lot, and I understand that she's worried, and I don't want to put myself in a spot where I'm going to get more sick. So until more information is available, I feel like the best thing I can do is leave for a little bit. I can always come back. I want to be here. I love it here, but I just need to be looking out for my health right now, and it seems selfish almost to put other people through the worry of my health when I can very easily remove myself from it for a little bit.